We are deep into day 2 of the Big O 2018. Thank you very much for tuning into the Track 3 feed. We're going to see a great game here. Bear City Roller Derby from Berlin, Germany versus Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps from Tucson, Arizona.
I'm P. Armageddon.
I am Murray Grande, and let's introduce our teams. First is the Urban Ursine Bear City Roller Derby Berlin Bombshells. They are number 030, Jane Van Payne, 109, Amazon, 112, Polly Trauma, 14, Freddie Mercury, 166, Sebby Smackdown, 180, Miss Zophie, 190, Peanut Butter Panic, 2, Master Blaster, 23, 60 Blitz, 247, Catherine Beats Bones, 25, Mia Missile, 666, Hannah Satana, and 713, Christy Huckenvold.
And the Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps, number 010, your captain, Shanna Banana Hammock, number 106, Mad Hater, number 122, Dark Crystal, number 13, Black Skin Bomber, number 1980, Metal Maiden, number 311, Bellatrix LaRage, number 33, Pixie Axe, number 3381 is Hella Naughty, number 37, Death Proof, number 403, Troubleshooter, number 5599, Ionic Storm, number 68, Heidi Fox It Up, number 717, Mystery Meat, number 77, Yuro Nomi, and number 9, Emasculator.
Both these teams undefeated at the Big O so far. Both these teams playing their second game of the day.
Something's got to give here, Murray.
Something does have to give. It's going to be a slobber knocker at Donnybrook, a Pier 6 brawl here at the Sport Court at Track 3. Big O 2018, always bringing the action every game, every track, every year.
And we're going to line up, and looks like for our first jam coming up in mere seconds. And a nice jammer matchup to get us rolling here for Tucson. Number 717, Mystery Meat, taking to the line.
Against 25, Mia Missile of Bear City.
Of course, Tucson, their 2 games earlier in the Big O. First game yesterday beating Jet City, and second game earlier today beating, I believe, Terminal City.
Bear City also beat teams I don't know who. Anyway, I do know that Mystery Meat's going left, going right, not going anywhere past that Bear City wall.
Meanwhile, Mia Missile tries to go outside, but shutting the door, that Saddletramp wall, trying to take up the entire track. But Mia Missile working really hard there, trying to get the apex now of turn number 1. But there goes Mystery Meat to the inside. Mystery Meat takes the lead jammer.
Mia Missile hops, skips, and jumps around that side stretch. Takes a little thumb in there at the very end from Judonomi. Makes an initial pass. Mystery Meat hits it, splits it, quits it. 4 points. Tucson drawing first blood.
Nice work there by Mystery Meat to kind of jump through the line there, land on her knee pad gaskets, and call it off. And that'll reset us here for our second jam. It looks like the captain for Tucson, that is Shanna Banana Hammock, will be wearing the star.
Lined up against 030, Jane Van Payne of Bear City. Empty penalty box.
And a full track of skaters. Here we go.
Jane Van Payne just ricocheting off the Tucson wall. Shanna Banana Hammock gets right on through lead jammer Tucson.
Shanna Banana Hammock found that outside gap, was able to shuffle her way out there and then skate right on by for lead jammer designation.
Little star stash by Jane Van Payne gets through. Initial pass made for Bear City.
Like a forearm going to be assessed there to one of the blockers for Bear City as the jam comes to an end. That is number 24 for Bear City. 247, I'm sorry, Catherine Beater Bones.
The social media team is working feverishly all weekend to bring you live tweets and Facebook coverage throughout the event. If you want to follow along, say good stuff about us, use the hashtag BigO2018. If you want to complain, use the hashtag ECDRX2019.
That is the greatest hashtag ever. We love seeing all your social media posts, all the good stuff you're seeing here at Big O 2018. It's been a great day and a half, roughly, and we still got a whole day and a half to go.
Death Proof jamming for Tucson, and up near the front of the pack, 030, Jane Van Payne. Well, oh no, that is 180, Miss Zophie.
There you go.
I got there eventually.
Death Proof knocked to the inside, quickly resets. Couple of blockers for Bear City, heading to the penalty box. Death Proof will break through and earn lead.
Miss Zophie stashes a star, but gets blasted to the inside, has to recycle back around. Here is Death Proof, taking a shoulder, taking a spill.
And now taking a recycle back behind the jam line. Death Proof, very, very shifty, very nimble jammer for the Saddletramps.
coming through on the inside of turn 1 there this time, all legally inside bounds. 5 points, calls it off.
So Tucson doing a pretty good job right now keeping Bear City off the board. 13-0. About 27 minutes left to go here in our first period. Track number 3 action, 2018 Big O. Like Mystery Meat once again donning the star for Tucson.
Alongside Mia Missile.
So we're starting to see our jammer rotations form out here.
Tucson with a 4-on-2 blocker advantage. Mystery Meat bobbing and weaving, getting taken to the outside there. Clutch block by the Bear City 2 wall, but they can't keep her back. Mystery Meat gets a lead jammer. There is Mia Missile making an escape as well for Bear.
That was Amazon, who did a lot of good blocking there, Mystery Meat, but unfortunately picked up a penalty at the very end of that exchange.
Mystery Meat gets blasted to the inside by Hannah Satana. Calls off the jam midair. Still putting 2 points on the board for the Saddletramps, and they have a 15-0 lead with 26 minutes remaining in the first half.
We want you to send pictures of all your pets that are enjoying the Big O from home this weekend. We know your dogs, your cats, your exotic pets maybe. If they're all enjoying Big O, make sure you use hashtag Big O Cats, Big O Dogs. We love to see our furry fans. If you got a Big O parrot, do Big O parrot. You got a Big O gerbil, do Big O gerbil. Whatever, you know.
Hashtag Big O furry subs. Hey, we got Jane Van Payne jamming for Bear City against Shanna Banana Hammock, who's trying to split that 2 wall, gets through lead. Jammer once again for Tucson.
And Jane Van Payne goes to the outside there in turn number 1. Meanwhile, Shanna Banana Hammock now looking to put points on the board. Hops over the edge of the apex. Scoring pass complete. 5 points.
Star pass made for Bear City Master Blaster. The pivot, now the jammer gets called on a forearm penalty. Those Shanna Banana Hammock going to have a power jam opportunity, racking and stacking those points. But taking shoulder after shoulder after shoulder from that Bear City 3 wall.
Seeing penalties kind of amassing here quickly in these past few jams for the Bear City blockers. Not the kind of thing you want to be having right now when you have a tough jammer like Shanna Banana Hammock out there for the Saddletramps.
As we said earlier, both these teams on their 3rd game on day 2. So fatigue could be setting in. They've had a lot of derby to skate, especially Bear City coming a long way from Berlin.
So the 5-point jam there for the Saddletramps gives them even 20. Bear City's still not on the board yet.
But let's give the people like a checklist on announcer bingo. Yes. There's still a lot of derby left to skate.
Is. Check it. Check it.
Hot knife through butter.
That should be like the center square. A lot of derby left to go.
37. That is Death Proof. The only jammer on the track.
And not an advantageous position if you are a Bear City fan, because Death Proof, as we said, very, very adept jammer for the Saddletramps, and there she goes through, earning lead.
Laying out the Bear City blocker coming through. We've got Master Blaster back on the track wearing the star, trying to make the initial pass for Bear City.
And Death Proof working her way through on the front of the pack. There she goes for a completed scoring pass. 4 points. And it's like number 109 for Bear City hitting the penalty box. Amazon.
Master Blaster makes the initial pass for Bear City. Here is Death Proof coming through again. Gets 4, calls it off. 8 altogether on the jam. Saddletramps up 33. Bear City still sitting at 0.
Very nice work here by the Saddletramps. Getting lead usually pretty quickly when they've gotten lead in these jams, and taking advantage of the blocker penalties being picked up by Bear City, taking those blockers off the track, freeing up those Tucson jammers to put those points on the board.
So a team timeout being called by Bear City.
And while we have a team timeout, I want to remind everybody that the WFTDA's Continental Cups this year will produce the best in region through a competitive bracket. This first year of the Continental Cup structure, the series will be hosted in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Omaha, Nebraska, and in Birmingham, UK. Find out more at WFTDA.com. And I believe tickets go on sale for all of the great playoff events, I think next month in June. So be on the lookout for that. So only 6 jams in here, Murray, and we've been talking about it. Tucson's starting to kind of put a lockdown on this early on. Bear City going to need to really kind of use this timeout to hash things out and try to figure out what they can do to break this momentum.
Yeah, they're feeling out the Saddletramps, trying to get themselves centered, focus all their attention now, putting the star on Miss Zoffie.
That is Mystery Meat again, jamming for Tucson, and she will have a blocker advantage out there as one blocker in the box for Bear City.
Starting back on the jam line with that scrum. Mystery Meat taken to the inside. Miss Zoffie caught behind that solid steel 2-wall. Now every single Tucson blocker holding their back.
Mystery Meat tries to dance on the edge of turn number 1 there in the apex, but has to reset quickly. Meanwhile, Miss Zoffie pushing those Tucson blockers, and there she goes through on the inside. Lead jammer Miss Zoffie.
Odds have been even as the penalty box empties out. Here comes Miss Zoffie on a scoring pass. There goes Mystery Meat making the initial pass for Tucson, and Miss Zoffie putting Bear City on the board. Hits it, splits it, quits it. 4 points, Berlin.
Good quick jam there for Miss Zoffie. Got those points, called it off. Going to try to keep that momentum swing to the Bear City side.
First time we're in the start of this game for Hella Mighty.
Hella naughty.
Hella Naughty. IR read good.
IR read good.
It's been a long weekend for us as well.
It has. Hella naughty. I actually called the Tucson game yesterday against Jet City, and she was a very, very productive jammer for the Saddletramps.
Mia Missile getting through 2 lead jams in a row for the Berlin Bombshells.
And now Mia Missile going to try to put some more points on the board to close that gap. Slams up against that Tucson back wall. Meanwhile, Hella Naughty able to dance through on the outside and make her initial pass.
Mia Missile going left, going right, going through, calls off the jam, puts another 4 points on the board, bringing Bear City up to 8 points now.
Still a lot on the time left here. 21-12. Oh, hey, a rush reference there. There you go. So Bear City going to try to keep that momentum swing in their favor, and they will send number 030 Jane Von Payne back out to the jam line.
Against 1010 Shanna Banana Hammock.
Battle of the bookending zeros.
Empty penalty box. Jane Von Payne tiptoeing around that inside line. Gets lead jammer. Star pass made on Tucson. Blaskin Bomber, they are the jammer of record now. Here comes Jane Van Payne with the quickness, putting heat in her feet. Scrambling through, calls off the jam. Got 3 points.
And most importantly, was able to keep Blaskin Bomber from scoring anything. So Bear City keeping that momentum going. Now 33-11. Saddletramps with the lead, and they will put Death Proof back out on the jam line. And I think Miss Zoffie, once again, wearing the star for the Berlin Bombshells. We start with an empty penalty box.
Bear City definitely finding their groove after taking that time out.
They just needed to take a second and breathe and get themselves together, and momentum right now, at least in the favor of Bear City.
Miss Zoffie caught up in the fracas there as they get to the top apex. Death Proof going through, has the star stashed, maybe, or lost the
no, she does
lost
not
the
have
cover.
It at all. The cover is actually in turn number 2. So she'll scoop it back up there on her next time around.
Miss Zoffie on the back stretch right before turn 3, getting caught up in that Tucson 2-wall.
Miss Zoffie also with the star in hand.
So we're going to have a full 2-minute shootout.
And Death Proof just works her way around on the outside now. She moves to the inside. Nice shutting off the blocker there. Moves through 4 points there for Tucson.
Miss Zoffie trying to get around that back wall of Tucson. There's Blaskin Bomber, a one-person 4-wall.
They are indeed an impressive blocker for the Saddletramps. Now trying to keep the wall apart there for Bear City now as everybody moves back into the entrance of turn number 3.
Bear City still working on the initial pass. Tucson on a second scoring trip.
Multiplayer block penalty assessed to one of the blockers for Tucson.
Death Proof getting through 5 points.
4 points picked up there also for Bear City.
Miss Zuffy goes right on through. 4-point pass for Bear City.
And Death Proof looking to do the same. Edges on the outside will pick up some points also. There's a 4-point pass as well.
Miss Zuffy trying to juke around a little bit with a head fake, but Tucson swarms around them.
2 more points for Tucson as that jam comes to its natural conclusion.
So 13 altogether for the Saddletramps, 10 for the Berlin Bombshells. Tucson 46, Bear City 21. Just under 18 minutes remaining in the first half.
The Big O was brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
I've been missing a lot of comfort. I gotta go check them out.
I don't want to miss any more comfort, so I need to really check out the Solaris.
Mystery Meat number 717 jamming for Tucson against 25. Mia Missile of Bear City.
Mystery Meat resets quickly behind the Bear City defense. Meanwhile, Mia Missile through on the inside. Lead jammer goes to Bear City.
And about the same way, Mystery Meat also escapes the pack. Initial pass, Tucson.
Pack starts to pick up a little bit of speed here as Tucson trying to keep away from Mia Missile. She'll have to call it off.
Looking for the jammer.
Points. No points for Tucson. We know no points for Bear City. 0-0 jam. So Mia Missile unable to capitalize on lead jammer status. We still remain at 46-21 in favor of Tucson. They put Shanna Banana Hammock back on the jam line.
Against Jane Von Payne, matchup we've seen it quite a few times so far. They're lined up behind a 3-3 pack.
Both jammers try to occupy the same space for a second there. Jane Von Payne now to the front, leaning on that brace 2-wall set up by Tucson.
Shanna Banana Hammock trying to go straight up the center of the track.
And
both jammers getting sent out of bounds.
Both reset behind the jam line.
Shanna Banana Hammock gets in first and through the pack lead. Jammer Tucson.
She was able to find that small gap right there against the Bear City defense and just jumped right through it. On our way to lead jammer glory.
Jane Von Payne escapes the pack there at turn 1, and here is Shanna Banana Hammock in scoring position. Getting absolutely sandwiched between that Bear City wall. Barely had enough space to call off the jam. Earned 3 points there.
So we're looking at 15 and a half minutes to go. So a little bit more than halfway through our first period. 49-21. Tucson with the lead. Mystery Meat once again jamming for the Saddletramps.
Against 180 Miss Zoffy of the Berlin Bombshells.
I think Tucson will start with a blocker advantage of 1.
For a hot second.
For a hot second, because blocker is standing in the penalty box.
And on the track, a little bit of leapfrog there.
Yes.
Mystery Meat has to crawl over her own blocker, gets right back up, engages that front solid steel 3-wall, 4-wall, 2-wall, 1-wall, no wall. Lead jammer.
Nice work by Mystery Meat, just shedding blocker after blocker to work her way forward to earn lead.
Miss Zoffy extending that back out to the very end of the engagement zone, gets through. Initial pass made by Bear City.
Mystery Meat knocked off balance there, able to go out of bounds and reset, but gonna call it off as Mizofi approaches the pack. Able to keep Mizofi off the board. Meanwhile, 4 points there picked up by Mystery Meat.
Hit This Derby Gear has everything you need to get rolling, from skates to protective gear, and unmatched service for all your derby needs. Before you hit the track, hit this! Exclamation point.
That gives it effect. Hella Naughty wearing the star for Tucson.
Against 25, Mia Missile of Bear City, Berlin Bombshells.
And a blocker advantage this time for Bear City, starting a jam off, but short-lived as Mexican Bomber back on the track. And Mia Missile through the inside up front, lead jammer. There she goes, Mia Missile. Each team losing a blocker to the penalty box.
Here comes Mia Missile hitting that pack. And a sneak through has a couple to beat, but Tucson all over her like stink on a wrist guard.
Meanwhile, Murray, the back of that pack, Bear City's wall just digging in on Helen Audie, but getting some help from her friends to fit through on the inside gap for her initial pass.
So that was a 5-point grand slam for Mia Missile. Tucson has that front of the pack established, trying to speed it up. Mia Missile hops the apex, can't stick the landing.
But she does take the call off.
And in that fracas, Tucson able to sneak 1 point. And Saddletramps still have the lead, 55. The 26ers, 2 points assessed on that last jam.
So we're seeing the Bear City try to get a little momentum here, but it looks like Tucson just able to keep themselves just out of reach. Every time Bear City tries to get a little momentum going, they extend it a little bit further out.
Jane Van Payne versus Shannon Banana Hammock. Wearing the stars.
And both jammers take a spill to the infield, resetting quickly. Shannon Banana Hammock up and back to the jam line.
And Shannon Banana Hammock peeling out, getting through lead jammer Tucson.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Star pass to number 2, Master Blaster. Shannon Banana Hammock gets through, calls it off, earns 4 more points for Tucson.
Tucson content to get these smaller point jams, but keeping Bear City off the board, able to keep extending that lead out little by little as we get closer to the 10-minute mark here in our first period. And looks like jamming once again for Tucson. That is death proof.
Against 180 Mississauga of Bear City.
Want to remind everybody, tell you if you're just tuning in, we're on track 3 here, 2018 Big O. Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps versus the Bear City Berlin Bombshells.
And that's death proof of Tucson getting through lead jammer.
She'll lose a blocker to the penalty box. Belichick for rage.
Death proof somehow survives that blocker. Blender goes through, scores 4 points, and is going to wait to the very last second to call this off.
Hands are up, hands are down, and there we go. Bear City trying to get those points, but Tucson's jammers getting through and very adept to call off the jam just before that Bear City jammer reaches the back of the pack.
(63-26). Tucson has the lead. 10.5 minutes remaining in the first period.
1 point off of a palindrome, so we can't take a sip of anything right now.
Not with that attitude. You know, I'm not going to stop people. Mystery Meat jamming for Tucson. And number 25, Mia Missile, going to the penalty box. Forearm called. So we have lead jammer on the power jam for Tucson.
Mystery Meat picking up that lead jammer. Now going to try to work being the only jammer on the track, getting her blocker back from the penalty box.
I want my blocker back. That was bad. I apologize.
That was bad.
Don't angry hashtag me.
But what is good is Mystery Meat working through the pack there for Tucson, able to put points on the board. That's a 5-point pass for Mystery Meat.
Mia Missile standing in the penalty box, ready to rejoin any moment. Here she comes.
Mystery Meat dancing on her toe stops, trying to get around these last few blockers. Bear City, nice waterfalling, resetting back in front. Blaxican Bomber heading to the penalty box for Tucson.
Mia Missile, I believe, still working on the initial pass for Bear City. Scrapping up against 403 Troubleshooter.
Mystery Meat decided to go all the way back to turn 2 and meet up with Mia Missile. Started playing a little fifth blocker here.
Ionic Storm also a clutch block on there. Hey, happy birthday, Ionic Storm.
Happy birthday. So Mystery Meat now playing that fifth blocker role. Now she calls it off. So interesting strategy. Decided to work on Mia Missile there. But 3 points picked up by Mia Missile, 5 for Mystery Meat. So a 10-point jam for the Saddletramps, 73. Bear City at 29. And looks like number 030, Jane Von Payne, jamming for the Berlin Bombshells.
Up against Shannon Banana Hammock of the Tucson Saddletramps.
Pat comes back to meet him, tight knit. Jane Von Payne trying to work through in the middle. So nice work in the front there by Tucson. But Jane Von Payne finds a way, breaks through, and is your lead jammer.
Great run back there by 247. Catherine beats her bones of Bear City. Shannon Banana Hammock going left, going right. Finally seeing some daylight. I believe Bear City already picked up the jammer lap point on that, calling it off. Yep, I see the bonus thumb.
Yep, that is 5 for Bear City, none for Tucson.
Hashtag bonus thumb.
Hashtag. That'll be trending. Maybe. Just as a reminder, the voices you are hearing on the microphone are me, P. Armageddon.
And I am Murray Grande. Thank you very much for tuning in to Track 3 at the Big O 2018.
It's been a fun matchup so far between the Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps and the Bear City Roller Derby Berlin Bombshells. Bear City in the white, red, and black. Tucson in the gold and black.
Miss Zoffie jamming for Bear City, going on the inside, high stepping like a fullback through the pack. Lead jammer Berlin Bombshells. Death Proof still caught up in the pack, working on the initial pass for Tucson.
And Miss Zoffie working through now on the outside, dancing on those toe stops, now back in the middle of the pack. Pushing on that braced wall set up by the Saddletramps. Oh, takes a spill on the outside in turn 2.
Good job by the Tucson blockers, immediately going from defense to offense.
Nice recycle right there by number 9 for Tucson, Emasculator. But Ms. Zoffie able to dance around and get back to the front of the field, but nice work again by Tucson. That defense strong, holding up in the front of the pack here.
Death Proof maybe trying to do a star pass, but Bear City not letting her get anywhere near that pivot.
And Ms. Zoffie's going to break through after a hard-earned 5-point pass.
That's the first scoring pass for Bear City and collides into Death Proof.
These Tucson jammers are starting to want to get a little physical there and hitting on the other jammer.
Like a shark smelling blood.
Ms. Zoffie now just leaning in, stretching out those Tucson blockers, spins through, scoring pass complete, another 5 points. So 10 points as we skate now for Bear City on this jam. And we have a completed star pass, I believe, there by Tucson.
Troubleshooter, the jammer of record for a couple seconds before the jam is called off. And 10 points for Bear City, chipping away at the Saddletramp lead, 73-44. 5.5 minutes remain in the first period.
Want to remind everybody, if you are watching, because you're hearing us, watching at home, and if you're posting everything on social media, make sure you use the official hashtag of Big O 2018, which is hashtag Big O 2018.
What?
It's not that difficult. We try to make it easy for everybody.
Well, it's the numbers 2018 2018.
Yes, not
Don't
not
write TWENT.
I mean, you can, but you don't want to.
I would appreciate
the effort.
applaud. Yeah,
The application
your
of
commitment.
that is fine. If you really want to do that, feel free, but it doesn't really count toward what we want to see, which is Big O numbers 2018.
Official timeout being called.
So yeah, looking at the score, Bear City hanging around here, trying to build a little momentum. They've only used one timeout so far. Tucson still with their full complement of 3. Both teams still with official reviews to use at their discretion. Heading into jam number 20 here in our first period. We said it earlier, again, both teams playing their 3rd games of the weekend. Both teams played earlier today. And both played yesterday as well, 1 game.
So whatever the officials needed to assess, they've got it figured out. We got Mystery Meat jamming up against Mia Missile.
Mystery Meat dancing on that outside line, able to keep it together, get through, and pick up lead. Good balance there by Mystery Meat.
Mia Missile just bouncing all over, going through. Looking good on that initial pass.
Mystery Meat hops to the edge of the apex there, just dances through in a gap, calls it off. 4 points. So both jammers showing some great moves out there this jam. Now under 5 minutes to go on the game clock in the first period. 33-point lead for Tucson. They'll put Shanna Banana Hammock back out on the jam line.
Against Jane Von Payne of Bear City.
It's like a blocker advantage here for Tucson. Shanna Banana Hammock tries to go outside but gets shut down by Master Blaster. Oh, but a penalty going to be called on Master Blaster there.
And Shanna Banana Hammock finds opening at the top apex, getting through lead jammer Saddletramps.
Shanna Banana Hammock just throws hips first into that wall, but Bear City trying to hold her back.
Can't do it any longer. 5-point grand slam for Tucson. Initial pass finally being completed by Jane Von Payne.
But jam is called off, I believe, or maybe not. There, yeah, it is. There we go. 0 points on that last pass for Tucson.
Might have been a track 2 whistle bleeding over.
Bleed over whistle, yep. That's the thing about 2 tracks being side by side in a big room. We hear what goes on track number 2 sometimes. An official timeout now that might be discussing that same issue.
Man, that timekeeper's got peaks like Scott Steiner. Lifting plates and stacking weights.
Big Papa timekeeper.
Holler if you hear him.
It's been a really great Big O 2018 so far, Murray. I know I've had a great time so far. We're a day and a half in. We still got a whole other day tomorrow to go. Lots of great action over 3 tracks. 55 games, I believe, over 3 tracks all weekend.
That's right. Culminating in one of the most fun things you'll ever see. Ooh. The MVP scrimmage. It's going to be featuring skaters from both the MRDA and WFTDA games.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I know as announcers, we kind of join in and watch that fun and announce it ourselves in the end there on the stream and in-house. So if you get to hear that, it'll be a lot of fun if you're watching at home on the stream. It is such a fun game to see all the top voted skaters from all the teams all weekend long playing in one game.
And before that, it's going to be the juniors exhibition game, the MVPs from this weekend versus Team USA West.
So once again, our juniors putting on some really good games so far. We had a lot of fun junior games go on so far. I think still maybe a couple left. And then, of course, like you said, the Junior Expo tomorrow evening. Our penultimate game before that MVP game to wrap up 2018 Big O. Here we go, lining up for our next jam. Hella Naughty wearing the star for Tucson.
Against 180 Mizzafi of Bear.
Mizzafi dancing through, pirouette, spinning, whatever you want to call it. Lead jammer is the end result.
Hella Naughty sprinting right behind her.
And Pack now settling in to turn number 1.
Hella Naughty collides the back of the pack. Mizzafi recycling back around. Both jammers hunkering down low, trying to push. There is Mizzafi stepping through for a 4-point scoring pass.
Both teams' jammers have been very adept to not get too dug in these opposing walls. They usually tend to find a way rather quickly to get through.
Multiplayer block called on Bear City.
We've got his own number 190, Peanut Butter Panic.
Mizzafi now on scoring attempt number 2. Locked down by that Tucson Tri-Force of Power.
Looking to find that edge on the inside, but Tucson shifting, trying to keep her back. Meanwhile, to the inside, Hella Naughty able to get through by stashing that star, but picks up 3 points.
That's a jam call off. 5 more points on that pass. 9 for the jam. Bear City down by 32. 85-53, couple minutes remaining in the first half.
And here we go. Great jammer matchup here. Mystery Meat against Mia Missile, the battle of the M's.
My oh my. 4-2 pack advantage, Tucson.
Magnet Pat comes back to the jammers. Mystery Meat out front quickly. On the outside, dances through the toe stops and earns lead.
Mia Missile getting caught behind that solid steel 3 wall of Tucson.
Just trying to shoulder her way through. Tried to get around Blackskin Bomber, able to do so, and through for her initial.
Mystery Me now on a scoring pass. Going through the pack. Calls it off. Did pick up all 4 blocker points. So that's going to put them up to 89. Bear City still with 53. Just over a minute remaining in the first half.
So it looks like we're going to wind down what very well could be the last jam of the period. Shanna Banana Hammock wearing the star for Tucson. Jane Von Payne will be jamming for Berlin Bombshells.
Bear City still has 2 timeouts in their official review remaining. Saddletramps have all 3 timeouts in the official review in the pocket.
So if we want to stop it and have one more, it can happen. And Shannon Banana Hammock blasts through that pack, picking up lead.
Jane Von Payne takes off the jammer cover. Looks like trying to, nope, keeping it. There's a fake out to their pivot now, but Shanna Banana Hammock in scoring contention, going shoulder to shoulder with every single Bear City blocker.
And pack still continues to move. Shanna continues to go.
No pass, no penalty on Jane Von Payne, picking up a 4-point pass for Bear City.
And Shannon Banana Hammock through dancing the fact one more time. Picks up a full 4-point blockers pass. Now Jane Von Payne looking to get through again. 2 more blockers to beat up front for Tucson.
Jane Von Payne's got some heat in her feet going through on turn 4. 4-point scoring pass, Bear City. Shannon Banana Hammock calls off the jam, getting 4 more points. That's going to be 12 altogether, 8 for Bear City. Saddletramps past the century mark, 101 to Bear City's 61, and that's how we go to halftime.
And exciting first half, going to be an exciting second half. Look forward to seeing it. We'll be back in about 9.5 minutes for that second half. See you soon.
Hey, everybody.
Howdy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. And we have a great second half of Derby coming up here. Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps, Bear City Roller Derby Berlin Bombshells here on track 3, 2018 Big O.
Saddletramps are up 101 to Bear City's 61.
I'm P. Armageddon.
I'm Murray Grande.
And we're about to get rolling with our first jam of the second half. It looks like Mystery Meat wearing the star once again for Tucson.
Against Mia Missile of Bear City Berlin Bombshells.
And Mia Missile tries to find an outside line quickly, but shut down. But Mystery Meat, she'll take the outside and go all the way to lead jammer glory.
Mia Missile getting bashed to the outside there, keeps on her feet, goes through the pack. Initial pass for Berlin.
Mystery Meat once again tries to find that outside line, but she's going to get a back block penalty, unfortunately. So power jam for Bear City.
And Mia Missile coming in hot for this first scoring pass.
It's a big opportunity here for Bear City with a power jam right out of the gates here in the second half. Mia Missile through for 5.
It's been a very hard-hitting, fast-skating game so far. And here is Mia Missile. Oh, gets a little bit too far on the outside, recycling back around during scoring trip number 2.
Berlin trying to go Blackskin Bomber in the back there. While Mia Missile working around that Tucson defense in the front. She's going to edge through, almost through, but not quite. But once again, reset.
Mystery Meat back on the track.
Now everybody hanging out right outside of turn number 2. Penalty assessed to Blackskin Bomber. Mia Missile dancing through now to the front once again, but that Tucson wall is proving up something fierce, but Mia Missile going to try to stretch it out. Tucson trying to bridge.
Troubleshooter holding her back for as long as possible. Mia Missile gets through, puts another 5 points on the board for Bear City.
Mystery Meat having some trouble in the back there shortly with the Bear City wall, but able to get around outside and pick up 4 points.
Mia Missile coming through again. 4 more points for Bear City. Remember, this is going to be the full 2-minute jam. Only about 5 seconds left on the clock.
Mystery Meat. Oh, takes a block coming in from Mia Missile as the jam concludes. 14-point jam for Bear City, 8-point jam for Tucson.
A great awareness there by Mystery Meat, not allowing any more points at the tail end of that jam.
And here we go. Shanna Banana Hammock will be jamming for Tucson.
Against Jane Von Payne at Bear City. Bear has a 4-3 block. No, it's 4-on-4 on the track.
It's a full boat.
There's just someone hiding there.
Oh, Shanna Banana Hammock knocked out by Master Blaster to the outside. Going to reset. Meanwhile, Jane Von Payne at the front, dancing around the Saddletramp wall, able to break through and lead jammer. Oh, not quite.
There we go.
There
now
she
it's
goes.
lead jammer.
I spoke a little too soon.
You were just seeing a couple of seconds in the future, which is
Exactly.
a great talent to have.
Yeah.
So Jane Von Payne lead jammer with Shanna Banana Hammock coming around with the speed and the fury. Jane Von Payne gets blasted to the outside, calls it off. Looks like a couple fingers in the air for Tucson.
Waiting on points for Bear City.
They got 2 as well.
There we go.
So 111 Saddletramps, 77 Berlin Bombshells.
And here we go, jam number 3 about to get underway. Death Proof once again jamming for the Saddletramps.
Against Miss Zoffy of Bear City.
Oh, quick timeout going to be called here. Looks like a official review going to be called by Tucson. Head coach Downtown Dave wants to discuss something in that last jam. So while we're going to wait for our official review to be said, let's go ahead and introduce you to our officials, our referee crew, led by head ref Bruce Almighty. We have, Bruce Almighty, Robin You Blind, Landon Flat, Kami, PH Demon, Jeff Timus, and Just Dylan. And our NSO crew, led by Read the Rules and Time Lord, also joined by C-Rex, Heads Will Roll, Wile E, 9 Inch Wheels, Strong Female Character, Socialize, and Rockin' Buddha.
Coaches and captains have pled their case. Now the referee is going to confer.
Referee's still discussing.
Time we're just getting some personal whistle practice.
Yeah, that too.
Signaling for the diamond cutter. It'll come from out of somewhere.
If you see somebody looking like Randy Orton running around, run. We're hanging out here in Track 3, 2018 Big O. Once again, Bear City, Berlin Bombshells playing the Tucson roller derby Saddletramps.
Berlin in the white jerseys. Saddletramps in the extremely dark navy, I believe it is. Or grayish.
And you may be able to see a little bit some of the track cams, or maybe even to the Tucson bench. The Tucson skaters who are not working also wearing the black and yellow plaid. Very stylish, very easy to see.
I'm flannel friends with Downtown Dave. He complimented mine earlier today.
I would think he's a fine connoisseur of the flannel, as are you.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm from Seattle though, so it's kind of in my blood.
It's a uniform. Don't they give you that when you get there? You know. We love Seattle, by the way. Great city. I love Seattle very much.
Actually, technically, I'm from Burien.
Ah.
See?
Oh. You couldn't see that at home. You didn't want to see that at home. But he proved to me he's from Burien.
Black was reviewing the 2 points awarded to White at the end of that jam. While it was close, the White jammer did indeed pass one Black blocker's hips and got another point for a blocker being recycled behind. Points will stand.
So points will stand, and Tucson will lose their review for the remainder of the game.
All right, so line them back up to do it again. 5-on-5 on the track. Death Proof jamming against Miss Zophie.
Penalty box free and clear as we start off jam number 3.
Miss Zophie with a stutter step to the inside. Got caught by number 9, Emasculator. Has to recycle back around.
Front of the pack, Death Proof trying to solve that Bear City wall, but
Miss Zophie almost seen some daylight. There we go. Extends the pack out. Does a little spin. A Rooney lead jammer Bear City.
Pack still sitting in that 1-2 apex, now moving toward turn number 2.
Low block called on the
On
Tucson
on Death
jammer.
Proof, the jammer Death Proof. So we will have a power jam for Bear City, who loses their pivot to the penalty box. That is number 190.
But there's a 5-point scoring pass for Miss Zoffi.
So both teams sans a full complement of skaters and blockers on the track as we move here to turn number 4. Ms. Zoffi through on the outside. 5 points in the sky.
That was her second scoring pass.
And Death Proof going to skate her way out of the penalty box and make her way around. Ms. Zoffi now working on that braced 2-wall in the front for Tucson.
Death Proof hitting the pack, getting some help from her blocker coming out of the penalty box. Odds have been even. We're back to a full contingent of skaters on the track.
Ionic Storm working hard on Ms. Zoffi. Now all 3 of the Tucson blockers in the front.
Miss Zoffi tiptoes around. Looks like she may have drug a toe stop out of bounds. Recycling back around, calling off that jam. Still got a full 5-point grand slam. 15 points altogether. And Bear City taking a big chunk out of the Saddletramps lead. It's 111-92. 24 minutes remaining in regulation.
These last few jams, Bear City has been chipping away at that 15-point jam, bringing it really close now. Let's see what they can do this next jam coming up. Mystery Meat will be jamming for Tucson. I believe that's Mia Missile again jamming for Bear City.
I do believe you're right.
I am correct.
Check it out.
Yay.
Mystery Meat with the quickness gets through lead jammer.
Mia Missile trying to break through on the outside there. Stays upright, makes her initial pass. Mystery Meat looking to put some points on the board here for Tucson.
Gets taken out by number 2, Master Blaster. Forced to call off the jam. One single solitary point is all Mystery Meat's going to earn.
So now we have even a 20-point lead for Tucson, 112-92, heading into jam number 5. So this could very well turn in a single jam, Murray.
It could. Jane Van Payne wearing the Bear City Star. Shanna Banana Hammock jamming for Tucson. 4-4 pack.
Jane Van Payne to the front now, just leaning on that Tucson wall, trying to push them out, trying to break through that 20-foot engagement zone, but Tucson barreling down on her.
Shanna Banana Hammock blasted to the outside, going back around Master Blaster. And there is Jane Van Payne, lead jammer for Bear City, and Shanna Banana Hammock coming through as well with the speed and the fury.
And racing, trying to get back to that pack. Jane Van Payne going to have to call it off. She will get a point out of it, but also a point goes to Shanna Banana Hammock. So a 1-1 jam, 113-93 your score. Want to remind everybody, the social media team here at Big O is working feverishly hard all weekend to bring you live tweets and Facebook coverage throughout this event. So make sure you're following us on social media as well as watching us on the live feed.
Mystery Meat jamming for Tucson against Miss Zoffi of Bear City.
Scrum pack now. Mystery Meat tries to squirt through on the middle. Able to get through on the outside. There goes Mystery Meat for lead.
Traffic jam there at turn 1. Miss Zoffi makes the escape half a lap behind.
Oh, nice jump of the apex there by Mystery Meat. Calls it off as she makes the landing, but no points scored.
Yeah, drug the knee on the inside, so didn't land in scoring position.
So the judges,
but it looked awesome.
The judges gave it a 0 officially. 0-0-0.
Well, the jammer lineup's finally getting shooken up a little bit. We saw the same pairings the entire first half, but now we have Shannon Banana Hammock jamming up against Mia Missile.
Mia Missile goes right to the front and meets that Tucson defense. Shannon Banana Hammock rocked out of bounds. courtesy of Hannah Satana.
Penalty box has emptied out. Shannon Banana getting run back by Master Blaster. Again, collides in that solid steel 3-wall. Speaking of run backs, Mia Missile has a long way to go.
Shannon Banana Hammock tries to stay out on the outside, but gets knocked to the outfield.
Mia Missile almost was out of there, but Juno Nomi took her out at the very end of the engagement zone, going coast to coast on that run back.
Penalty assessed to Master Blaster.
And lead jammer assessed to Shanna Banana Hammock.
A lot of fighting, a lot of effort there. Almost a full minute went by before we had a lead jammer. Shanna kind of shimmy shakes there, goes to the outside, but escorted to the outfield once again by Hannah Satana.
About 50 seconds left on the jam clock. Tucson working on a first scoring pass. Bear City yet to complete their initial.
Mia Missile trying to fix that problem. Able to skate through. There goes Mia Missile for her initial.
Tucson blockers immediately go back to offense. Helping Shannon Banana gets through. She hits it, splits it, quits it. 4 more points, Saddletramps.
So Tucson trying to stem that tide. Bear City's been putting up the last few jams now. Keeping them scoreless, 117 to 93. Just under 20 minutes, about 19 and a half now. So still plenty of time for Bear City to work their way forward here. It's like a penalty. No, sorry, that was a skater coming off the track. Sorry.
Yeah, Tucson is going to be down 1 blocker.
And
sending Helenati to the jam line, and wearing the star for Bear City is Jane Van Payne.
And Jane Van Payne just dancing around in the front of that pack. Working hard to break through. Lead jammer. There goes Jane Van Payne.
Helenati going left, going right. Sees a whole lot of Bear City blockers in front of her. Here comes Jane Van Payne on a scoring pass.
And she's going to skate around on the outside and complete said scoring pass, picking up the full 5.
Helenati sent careening to the outside. Still working on the initial pass. Jane Van Payne. Their star pass made. Troubleshooter, the jammer of record now.
Troubleshooter runs into a brick wall named the Amazon right there. And Jane Van Payne now getting recycled back to right before the pivot line. Everybody hang on to the pivot line now.
Troubleshooter taking some hips. Knocking to the inside.
Nice work by Tucson here, laying all their blockers in on Jane Van Payne, but she's going to find a way through, dancing around, able to put 5 more on the board. And closing that gap significantly now, a 10-point game.
Well, there's 4 points there for Troubleshooter.
And Jane Van Payne will call it off, picks up 4 more on that pass. So an 18-point jam, Murray, for Bear City, brings it to a 10-point game, 121 to 111.
17 and a half minutes remain in regulation. Team timeout taken by Tucson.
I want to once again remind everybody, if you have your pets and you and your pets are watching us on the Big O this weekend, we have a hashtag or hashtags for you. Make sure you hashtag Big O Cats, Big O Dogs. If you have another pet, you can do Big O whatever else.
Goats,
Big O Cows, Big O, whatever. We would love to see all of our furry fans watching the action here at the 2018 Big O. So big jams this half for Bear City, Murray, and they've closed that gap, keeping it closer than it's been in quite a while. And within maybe 1 or 2 jams could very well overtake.
Yeah, Bear City started out slow, but gaining momentum as every minute ticks by. Both these teams playing it for a second time today. Both these teams undefeated this weekend. The timeout is over.
And the good jammer matchup here, number 180, Ms. Zoffi at the line for Bear City.
Against Mystery Meat of Tucson.
Jammers start off now as the pack came back to him. Ms. Zoffi dancing on the outside now to the middle of the field. Mystery Meat, meanwhile, goes outside.
And Miss Zoffi gets through at the top apex. Lead jammer Bear City.
And Bear City, best thing for them right now is to get that lead jammer status, being so close to tying this game up or even taking the lead at this point.
Mystery Meat comes out of the pack, makes the initial pass. Miss Zoffi caught behind that impenetrable Tucson wall. They only allow one single solitary point. But at this stage of the game, it's a matter of inches. 1 point can make all the difference in the long run.
Exactly. Just under 17 minutes. Jam number 10 about to come at you live. Shanna Banana Hammock jamming for Tucson.
Against Mia Missile of Bear City. Tucson has a 4-3 blocker advantage.
Quick stoppage for an official timeout. Jammers thought we were ready to go. Not quite.
Champing at the bit, ready to go.
It's like the Bear City coach is talking to our head ref, Bruce Almighty, trying to clarify something. There we go. Bruce Almighty gives the signal to give her a sweeping whistle, which will get us back going here in a second. Or actually our 5-second whistle, because we had a sweeping whistle. There we go.
Shanna Banana Hammock jamming against Mia Missile.
Say it 5 times fast.
No.
And Shanna just leaning on those Bear City blockers in the front. Same thing can be said for Mia Missile. Pivot for Bear City, going to the penalty box.
As a multiplayer block, and Shanna Banana Hammock gets through the pack. Lead jammer Saddletramps.
If you're Tucson, you're fighting to get that lead jammer to hold on to your lead. If you're Bear City, you're fighting to get that lead jammer to get advantage and take the lead.
Mia Missile out of the pack. Only 2 blockers on the track for Bear City.
And Shanna Banana Hammock dances through the inside, makes a spin, calls it off, picks up 4. Now 125 to 112, Saddletramps.
Just about the midpoint of the second period. 15 minutes, 40 seconds remain on the game clock. Team timeout being called by Bear City.
As Tucson was ready to go for the jam, and Bear City didn't have a set of skaters out there. So they're going to talk it over real quick, call a team timeout. Hit that derby gear is everything you need to get rolling, from skates and protective gear to unmatched service for all your derby needs. Before you hit the track, hit this. I want to once again welcome you if you're just tuning in. Track 3 action here at Big O 2018. You're watching Bear City Berlin Bombshells against Tucson Roller Derby Saddletramps. I am P. Armageddon.
And I'm Murray Grande. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Been a very fun game so far. We talked about it a lot. Tucson kind of got out to a lead in the first half. Bear City able to come back and tighten it up.
13 points separate these two teams. Tucson Saddletramps with 125. Bear City Berlin Bombshells with 112.
Sweeping whistle means we will get back to skating momentarily. And looks like Death Proof will wear the star for Tucson.
Against 030, Jane Van Payne of the Berlin Bombshells.
And a big blocker advantage here for Tucson. Only 2 blockers on the track for Bear City. And Death Proof taking advantage, getting out front for lead.
Jane Van Payne's going left, going right. Can't get through the Tucson defense.
Death Proof flying through, runs in. Leave to Jane Van Payne, able to keep going, though, and pick up a full 5-point scoring pass.
Bear City getting all their blockers back. Looks like Jane Van Payne's going to stash the star, faking the handoff. Goes through, initial pass made for Bear City, and right behind her, Death Proof coming around for a 4-point scoring pass.
Death Proof turns around, throws those hips forward, calls it off. No points for Bear City. Waiting for points for Tucson. I think looks like a ref might have been thinking a penalty for a second, but they're gonna confer.
This is for official WFTDA rankings, so we got to make sure everything is tabulated correctly.
Like 2 more points there. Oh,
So a
12 points.
altogether for the jam.
There we go. So 137 to 112 now in favor of Tucson, who sends Mystery Meat back out to the jam line.
Against Miss Zoffi of Bear City.
Mazoffi dancing on the inside, has to reset. Same goes for Mystery Meat now from the outside.
Miss Zoffi Sees a whole lot of black jerseys in front of her, and Mystery Meat sees a whole lot of clear track as she gets through lead jammer for Tucson.
Mizofi takes the star off. Tried to break through in the inside, but gets knocked in the infield and will reset.
Mystery Meat now in scoring position.
Mystery Meat finds an inside seam through for a scoring pass. 4 points, or 5 points, I'm sorry. Thumb is in the air.
Hashtag bonus thumb.
Yes. Pack now sitting outside of turn number 1. Mystery Meat tries to go an outside lane. Now settling in behind the Bear City defense.
Initial pass made by Mrs. Zoffy of Bear City. And there goes Mystery Meat on another scoring pass, called it off at the very last moment, holding Bear City scoreless and getting,
I believe, 10 points for Tucson. Yep, there's your score, 147 to 112. So 10-point jam for Tucson. Keeping Bear City off the board last couple of jams here, trying to open that lead up a little bit more here at the 13-minute mark. And your jammer matchup will be Mia Missile for Bear City
against Shanna Banana Hammock of Tucson. 4-4 pack.
Mia Missile, wow. Living up to her namesake, shooting like a missile on the outside, lead jammer.
Blink and you missed it. Star pass made for Tucson. Mia Missile now in scoring position.
Looks like a jamming now for Tucson is number
68. Heidi Fox it up.
Heidi Fox it up, you are correct. Mia Missile through for a scoring pass. On a no pass, no penalty, she will only get 3.
Heidi Fox it up. Caught on that top apex. Here comes Mia Missile on scoring pass number 2.
And both teams trying to get those walls entrenched. Tucson with a brace 2 wall +1, now a +1, trying to go back as almost as a bridge.
Run back by Bear City. Heidi Fox Dip has to go the long way to get around Hannah Satana.
Mia Missile is just working up front, trying to get around those Tucson blockers, but Heidi Fox it up, goes around and meets Mia Missile, but Mia Missile takes the blow and keeps on going.
Rainmaker hit there by Mia Missile. Someone foxed up.
So now both jammers once again re-engage opposing walls. Mia Missile just forcing her will, just pushing those Tucson skaters forward. They're trying to brace it.
Bear City pivot going to the penalty box.
In the back of that field, Heidi Fox is up, still working as well, and now tries to find an inside line, but both walls trying to cinch in.
Mia Missile throwing shoulders. The Tucson wall absorbing it, immediately going to that brace Tri-Forza power, anchored by Shanna Banana Hammock.
And only a few seconds left in the jam. Can anybody break through with some points? There goes Heidi Fox it up as the jam comes to an end. 4 points for both jammers on that last pass, but a 12-point jam for Bear City. 151 to 124. Tucson leading 10.5 left to go.
Jane Van Payne wearing the star for Bear City.
And that's Mystery Meat jamming for Tucson.
Only 2 blockers on the track for Bear City.
And Mystery Meat going to try to take advantage, just pushing, pushing, pushing. Now finds an outside lane, able to break through. Mystery Meat is your lead jammer.
Whole lot of blockers hitting the sport court. Jane Van Payne gets through in that fracas. And here goes Mystery Meat sky high again, calling it off. But just like last time, can't stick the landing. Tucson still has a healthy lead, 151 to 124.
So second time we've seen a jammer try that last second apex jump call off to no avail. And we're going to line up here with Death Proof once again, jamming for the Saddletramps.
Against Mrs. Zoffy of the Berlin Bombshells.
Death Proof immediately goes to the front of the field, blasts into that Berlin defense. But both jammers are through, but first lead jammer is actually going to go to Death Proof.
Yeah, no pass, no penalty. Assessed to Mrs. Offie.
But both jammers now in scoring position, and Death Proof will stop it and call it off. So
Tucson using some great time management there. Just under 9 minutes remain in regulation.
This game's still pretty close, so regulation may not be where we stop if Bear City can get some momentum back in their favor here. And they're going to try it with Mia Missile once again, jamming.
Against Shanna Banana Hammock, 0-1-0 of the Tucson Saddletramps.
Mia Missile pushing over the front, finding an outside lane. There goes Mia Missile for lead jammer.
Shanna Banana Hammock goes belly first onto the sport court, takes off the jammer star, goes through the pack, completes Tucson's initial pass.
Number 114 for Bear City, Freddie Mercury, sitting in the penalty box.
See, that's where burpees come in the cross training. Shannon Banana Hammock hitting the pack, going through, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake. 4 points, Tucson.
She'll lose her pivot, Blackskin Bomber, to the penalty box. Meanwhile, Mia Missile tied up in the apex of turn 4. Shannon Banana Hammock, wow, just dancing around the edge and able to stay in bounds for a full 5-point pass.
Mia Missile gets through, earns 4 points for Bear City. I believe still lead jammer.
She is.
Finally calls it off.
Yep. So looking at the jam, 9-4 jam in favor of the Saddletramps. That'll give them 160. Bear City 128. 7.5 left to go.
The 2018 WFTDA Continental Cups this year will produce the best in region through a competitive bracket. This first year, the Continental Cup Series will be hosted in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Omaha, Nebraska, and Birmingham, UK. Find out more at WFTDA.com.
I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this Continental Cup system this year. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out. And how we're going to work out here is jamming for Bear City. That is Jane Van Payne able to break through and pick up lead.
Mystery Meat scrapping her way through. The Bear City defense holding their back for a little bit more. And here comes Jane Van Payne in a scoring pass with heat in her feet. Getting taken to the outside, has to call off the jam before Mystery Meat can catch up. Still got a full 4-point pass there. Brings Bear City up to 132. Saddletramps sitting at 160.
That's what Bear City needs to do right now. Bear City needs to keep Tucson off the board here. Get those short jams, or if you can run it long, get those scoring jams to keep Tucson off the board. And they're going to try that again right here.
3-3 pack.
That looks like Ms. Zoffi jamming for Bear City.
Against Shanna Banana Hammock of Tucson.
And Ms. Zoffi dances around, meets with the Tucson defense, now goes to the inside lane. Both teams trying to get those walls trenched in early. And Shanna Banana Hammock almost stayed in bounds right there.
Miss Zoffi going straight through the center, lead jammer Bear City. Star pass to number 403, troubleshooter of Tucson. Miss Zoffi goes right through the center of the pack, gets 4 points.
And keeping her eye on troubleshooter, and we'll call it off.
Trying to eat up as much penalty time as she can because Bear City has 2 blockers sitting, while Tucson is at a full contingent.
And we will start the next jam as such. Like Mystery Meat once again putting on the star for the Saddletramps. A timeout going to be called here by Tucson. So we're just before 5 minutes left to go here, Mary. 160 to 136. Tucson holding on to a lead here.
That's right. Both these teams undefeated so far at the Big O 2018.
But that's going to change in about 5 minutes and change. But both teams, very, very strong performance in this third game for each of them. So no matter the outcome, now there is anything to be ashamed of here because they've both had very, very strong performances. The Big O is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing.
And you can chime in on various socialities about how great this game is. Use the hashtag BigO2018.
And it is a great game, too. We want to see your thoughts on this game, see what you're thinking about how Tucson's doing, how Bear City's doing. And make sure you use that hashtag BigO2018.
You're not just tweeting into a void. We really, really care about what you have to say.
We do. And not just us, but the entire Derbyverse, entire hashtag Derby Twitter and Facebook and whatever else you want to put it on.
The Derby Hell group doesn't care.
No, they don't care.
They don't care about anything. Hey, there's 25. Mia Missile jamming for Bear City.
And that's Mystery Meat jamming once again for Tucson. Mystery Meat goes inside. Oh, takes a spill. Almost kept it in, but going to reset back behind the block of number 190. Peanut Butter Panic. Mia Missile now in the front, trying to just break through that very tough Tucson defense.
Mystery Meat going around on one skate, gets through, lead Jammer Tucson.
So as we're ticking away on time here, Murray, those lead jammer statuses are going to become even more vital.
Mia Missile still working on the initial pass. Here comes Mystery Pete. That time she sticks the landing, but takes a tumble there on the inside. Bear City wall swarming around as Mia Missile comes out in an initial pass. Jam is called off. 3 points Tucson.
So here we sit at the 4-minute mark, 163 to 136 in favor of Tucson. And they will send their captain, Shanna Banana Hammock, back up to the jam line.
Against 0-3-0, Jane Van Payne of Bear City.
Jane Van Payne has been a very, very effective jammer for Bear City, especially in the second half here. Let's see if she can keep that up for the Berlin Bombshells. And Jane Van Payne trying to go outside, but door is shut.
Both jammers neck and neck as we get into turn one.
And Jane Van Payne trying to break through now. 3 blockers up front for Tucson.
Shanna Banana Hammock was momentarily run back, now held in turn one, and there goes Jane Van Payne, lead jammer Bear City.
And Jane Van Payne now looking to put some points on the board, trying to close that gap in the waning minutes of our game.
Already got the jammer lap point, now trying to fight past that rotating 3-wall, knock to the outside, run back. Shanna Banana Hammock getting through the pack, initial pass for Tucson.
And Jane Van Payne sees Shanna Banana Hammock coming up on her 6 and calls it off.
Team timeout being attempted, there we go, by Bear City.
That'll be, I believe, Bear City's final timeout. They still have their review if they want to use it. Saddletramps left with only 1 timeout and no official review.
163 Tucson, 139 Bear City. 2 minutes, 38 seconds remain in the game.
Still very close, and it can still go either way at this point because that's a lot of time and not a very big differential here. So we will see coming out of this timeout in the jam number 21 how we fare. I want to once again thank everybody for watching us here on Track 3 2018 Big O. Tucson Saddletramps against the Bear City Berlin Bombshells. I am P. Armageddon.
I am Murray Grande, and you guys are all awesome.
You are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Each and every one of you.
Yes. Even you sitting over there and you sitting on your couch watching on your TV. Thank you. And if you know people that aren't watching, tell them to start watching because they're missing a lot of great action here. 3 tracks, 55 games over 3 days, junior derby action, men's roller derby action, and WFTDA roller derby action. So full plate.
Speaking of action, that's resuming on the track. We have Ms. Zoli jamming for, or Ms. Zoffi, excuse me, jamming for Bear City.
And Mystery Meat jamming for Tucson. Ms. Zoffi gets reset back into turn number 4. Meanwhile, Mystery Meat working on the Bear City blockers in the front of the field. A penalty going to be assessed to Mystery Meat.
Blocking with the head.
So a much-needed power jam here for Bear City.
But that's if Ms. Zoffi can get out of the pack. She has 1 to beat there at the top. Apex finally gets through. Lead jammer Bear City.
And that's going to be now on the Saddletramps blockers to bear down on Bear City and try to keep Mizrafi from getting through and earning those points. But not this time, as Mizrafi able to get through for the full 5 points.
Tucson Jammer is standing in the penalty box. Here comes Miss Zoffy. Gets caught at the top apex, and a big run back's going to happen. Mystery Meat back on the track, stashing the star. Still working on the initial pass for Tucson.
And Mizrafi mired in the back, braced to wall with another blocker back there serving as a bridge. And now Mystery Meat through for her initial. And there she goes. Miss Zoffy able to blast through. One more blocker to beat. On her knees, calls it off and able to get by. 4-4 plus the thumb. 10-point jam for Bear City.
They're now down by 14 points. It's 163 Saddletramps, 149 Bear City. Under a minute remains in the second half. An official review being called by Bear City.
An official review that very well could be uses their timeout to get that clock stoppage at the 46 seconds. And looks like Bear City going to talk things over with this most likely final jam.
So the official review was wondering whether or not the clock should stop.
And the clock did stop, so there you go.
But I think the ruling on the track is going to stand that it should have been kept going. So 46 seconds will remain.
And we're going to go into jam number 22, which is most likely our final jam here. And still very close game. Still could go either way right here. 163 for Tucson, 149 for Bear City. Exciting action here on track 3. Day 2, Big O 2018. Still a whole day of Derby left to go tomorrow. Culminating, as we said, in that MVP game at the very end, preceded by the MVP game for our juniors.
Here we go. Action is about to resume. 5-on-5 on the track. Jane Van Payne jamming against Shanna Banana Hammock.
Two very strong jammers here for our final jam. Jane Van Payne immediately embraces the Tucson defense as they try to embrace her. Meanwhile, Shanna Banana Hammock pushing her way forward, but Bear City right up there to meet her.
Jane Van Payne going port to starboard, and there is Shanna Banana Hammock getting through lead jammer Tucson. 22 seconds remain in the period clock, minute and a half on the jam clock.
Jane Van Payne also through now for her initial, so both jammers will be scoring. And Shanna Banana Hammock was waiting there for a second, but Jane Van Payne able to get by. Now both jammers working on their opposing walls. Jane Van Payne trying to go outside, but met quickly back in the front of the field by Judo Nomi.
Shanna Banana Hammock calls it off as the game clock expires. 4 points Bear City, 3 points Saddletramps. The unofficial score has Tucson up 166 to Bear City's 153.
So a 13-point difference here as we're waiting for our official, our score to become official. But Murray, that was an impressive game, both of these teams.
It was a great game to watch. I'm glad I had the opportunity to call it. And there it is, official. The victors here from Tucson Roller Derby, the Saddletramps.
Like I said, both of these teams coming in their third game of the weekend. Both teams were 2-0 coming in. Tucson will walk out of this 3-0. But nothing to hang their heads off for Bear City. They came back and our first half differential, they almost eliminated it totally and kept themselves in contention the entire rest of the game.
All right, so we're going to have the victory lap by Tucson. High five your screens. Pretend that you're here trackside.
Just don't hit it too hard because it might hurt.
And thank you very much for watching. Keep it here. There's not going to be a 6 o'clock game on track 3. But watch track 1, watch track 2, watch all day tomorrow. And everything's solid steel if you just believe.
It's going to be great. I'm P. Armageddon. He's Murray Grande. We'll see you later.